This video was made in collaboration with the Attack on Titan wiki. For more information, check out the link in the description. The life of Armin Arlelt, Attack on Titan. Armin Arlelt is a soldier in the Scout Regiment. He's also a childhood friend of Eren Jaeger and Mikasa Ackermann, and is one of the two deuteragonists of the series. Although he appears to be the physically weakest of the 104th Cadet Corps, his high intelligence and strategic genius make him an invaluable asset, though he doesn't consider himself to be one and is known to have low self-esteem. After the Battle of Shiganshina District, he took the power of the Titans from Bertholdt Hoover and became the Colossal Titan. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Armin Arlelt. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media accounts. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Background. Armin originally lived in the Shiganshina District of Walmaria. After his parents died in an attempt to escape the walls, Armin was left to live with his grandfather. One day, after the latest in a series of beatings by bullies, Armin sat against a building crying. Another boy, Eren Jaeger, appeared around the corner with a shady look on his face. Eren asked Armin why he never fought back, and claimed that that was why they treated him like that. He then asked him if he wanted to be on the losing side forever. Armin then claimed that he wasn't losing by not running away. Eren then asked for his name, and the two began a friendship. Armin and his friend Eren were united together as outcasts from the other children in town. One day, Armin discovered a book belonging to his grandfather describing the outside world. Inspired by what he read, Armin showed the book to Eren. Armin would often spend his time enthusing Eren about the outside world, for which Armin held a passionate curiosity. Reading from his grandfather's book about salty oceans, deserts, and other surreal places, Armin expressed a desire to one day venture out and see these magnificent sights for himself. However, Armin's interest in the outside world was met with frequent harassment from local bullies, who unfortunately regarded him as a heretic. The Fall of Shiganshina arc. In the year 845, Armin would once again find himself cornered by bullies who mock him for his deep curiosity for the outside world. Refusing to fight back, Armin would need to be rescued by the timely appearance of Eren and Mikasa. Later, he and his two friends settle by the riverbank, where Eren broods over his desire to join the Scout Regiment. Just as Armin muses how the walls can't protect humanity forever, the Colossal Titan appears and subsequently breaches Walmaria as Armin and the others watch in horror. As Titans flood the Shiganshina District, Eren and Mikasa head back home to find their doomed mother as Armin tries to stop them, but finds himself petrified by fear. Unbeknownst to Eren and Mikasa, Armin was the one to locate and inform Hannes to save the two as they were going too close towards the Titans' direction. Armin and his grandfather both managed to board a boat leaving Shiganshina. While sitting with his grandfather, Armin noticed Eren and Mikasa nearby and attempted to go to them. He was stopped, however, by his grandfather, who correctly deduced that Eren and Mikasa had just been through a traumatizing ordeal and wouldn't want to talk. Armin was perplexed by this, but was soon distracted by the sight of an armored titan smashing the inner gate of Walmaria. After escaping Shiganshina, Armin's grandfather was drafted to help try to reclaim the lands lost after the fall of Walmaria. However, he, like most who participated, was killed during the mission, and Armin was left as an orphan. Despite being told that his grandfather was participating in a recovery operation, Armin knew that his grandfather and the other civilians had been sent on a suicide mission so that there would be fewer mouths for the government to feed. With no family left, Armin moved onto a settlement with Eren until the two of them turned 12 and were able to join the military. Humanity's comeback arc. No longer content with sitting by in the face of the Titan threat, Armin decides to enlist in military training along with Mikasa and Eren. He was able to pass the basic aptitude test after some effort and tried to help Eren with it when he struggled to stay upright. During the night after their graduation and before the cadets had decided on their chosen section of the military, Armin sits with Eren and Mikasa to eat. After the dinner, Armin finds Eren and Mikasa sitting outside of the building and joins them, saying that the party's over and that they should head back to their dorms. Before they do, Eren asks Armin which section of the military he'll be joining. Armin sits down and reveals that he'll be joining the Scout Regiment along with Eren and Mikasa. Eren questions his choice incredulously, knowing of Armin's physical weaknesses. Armin affirms his worries by acknowledging that he's physically weak. Eren responds supportively but advises Armin not to join Eren's own crazy course of action while neglecting his own strong points. Armin responds bitterly determined, saying that he would rather die than become a burden. Although high in intellect, Armin was considered weak in physical strength and graduated below the top 10. The struggle for Trost arc. Armin is shaken by the news of the Titan attack on Trost. He trembles in fear, realizing how sorely unprepared they are to respond, but Eren manages to shake him out of it. Later, Armin joins Eren's squad in the middle guard of Trost and exchanges confident words with Eren about killing Titans, and soon after departs with Mina Carolina, Thomas Wagner, Milius Zaremski, and Nak Tierce to their assigned location. Along the way, Thomas is caught by surprise and eaten by an abnormal Titan. Enraged and vengeful, Eren charges ahead of the others to engage the Titan, and Armin and the others follow suit. However, the group is ambushed and picked apart by the surrounding Titans, leaving only Armin alive and Eren missing his left leg. Shocked and horrified, Armin is left immobile as a nearby Titan plucks him up and attempts to swallow him. Eren, just barely conscious enough to remember how Armin inspired him to see the outside world, leaps to Armin's aid. Eren hurls Armin out of Titan Santa's mouth, but is eaten in his place as Armin screams in anguish. Stuck in a state of shock for some time, Armin is shaken out of it by Connie, who questions where the rest of his squad is. Armin suffers a mental breakdown, despising himself for his cowardice that resulted in Eren's death. He leaves to inform the rear guard of what happened, along the way lamenting how the world is and always has been hell. On the way, he encounters Hannah trying to resuscitate Franz. Armin beckons Hannah to stop, seeing all too well that Franz is bisected and already dead. Armin is later confronted by Mikasa above the rooftops with the other stranded cadets. She questions him about Eren's location, but as soon as Armin looks at her with tearful eyes, she understands. Armin blurts out the names of all the fallen soldiers in Eren's squad, ending with Eren himself. Despite his clear regret, Mikasa calmly comforts Armin and explains that they must not get emotional at a time like this. Armin follows as Mikasa guides the leaderless cadets to safety, but realizes how she's only masking her distress. When Mikasa carelessly uses up all of her gas, Armin comes to her aid. Soon after, Armin, along with Mikasa and Connie, witness the appearance of the mysterious Titan who only kills other Titans. With Trost's military headquarters overrun with Titans, the soldiers running low on fuel, Armin devises a plan to lure the rogue Titan towards the HQ to wipe out the surrounding Titans. Once inside the HQ, Armin constructs a plan to eliminate the Titans infesting the supply depot inside. Armin and several other cadets act as bait, attracting the Titans in the headquarters together. Once they've all lured the Titans into one place, they use rifles to blind them, allowing the rest of the cadets lying in wait to slash their napes without ODM gear. After refueling, Armin is one of the cadets who stays behind to watch the abnormal Titan as it continues to fight. To his shock, the Titans collapse from exhaustion, and Eren emerges from its nape. After being recovered, Eren is detained by a group of soldiers with the intention of executing him, and Armin and Mikasa come to his defense. When the soldiers try firing cannons at them, Eren decides to escape over the walls to keep his friends safe unless Armin's able to talk down the soldiers and convince them of his value to humanity. Armin tries convincing the soldiers of Eren's strategic and tactical importance in turning the tide of the battle in Trost. As a soldier, he passionately declares to be ready to die for this cause and makes a grand salute. Pixis, noticing his determination and passion, prevents their execution. Pixis brings the trio to the top of Wall Rose, where he has Armin help devise a plan to retake Trost with Eren's power. Armin suggests using a boulder in the middle of the district to seal the hole while other soldiers lure the Titans towards the walls. They proceed with the plan. Later, when Eren loses control of his Titan form and knocks himself out, Armin rushes to Eren and lands on his back. Remembering the spot where Eren had risen earlier, Armin stabs into him a little askew so that it wouldn't be fatal, but would wake him up. He reminds Eren of his personal vendetta against the Titans, but Eren only becomes responsive once he reminds him of the world beyond the walls and asks him to think of the reason he wanted to go there to begin with. Eren, successfully motivated by Armin's words, carries the boulder and plugs the breach, and all the remainder of the fighting is from then on supported by the newly returned Scout Regiment. Eve of the Counterattack arc. Armin is then present as a witness to the hearing that decides Eren's fate. It's ultimately decided for him to be placed in the custody of the Scout Regiment's Captain Levi. He and Mikasa are then separated from Eren until they're able to join the Scout Regiment. Before the cadets are able to decide their chosen military paths, the news spreads that 2 captured Titans, Sonny and Bean, were slain, and Armin, along with other cadets from the 104th Cadet Corps, are called in for inspection. Armin, Annie, and Connie discuss which branch of the military they would join. To the surprise of Connie, Armin declares he intends to join the Scout Regiment. Annie compliments Armin on his courage, but states she still wants to join the military police regiment and survive. To Annie's surprise, Armin tells her she's also a good person because he can tell she doesn't want them to join the Scout Regiment either. She disagrees, saying that she isn't a good person because she just wants to assure her own survival by joining the military police regiment. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Arc. After joining the Scout Regiment with Eren, Mikasa, and the rest of the 1/4's top 10, excluding Annie Leonhardt, Armin participates in the Scout Regiment's 57th expedition, venturing beyond Wall Rose. Not long into the expedition, Armin's squad encounters the female Titan, which is seemingly highly intelligent and knowledgeable about the military's formation. The female Titan kills Armin's entire squad, but spares Armin's life after carefully removing his hood and observing his face. As the female Titan moves on, Reiner and Jean meet up with Armin and the three pursue the mysterious Titan. Armin suggests the female Titan, like Eren, is an intelligent Titan and is likely hunting for Eren. The three attempt to engage the female Titan and are nearly killed, but manage to stall her, though she immediately beelines for Eren's direction after warding Armin's group off. Though they survive the encounter, Armin, Jean, and Reiner are left stranded with only one horse, which is only strong enough to carry two at a time. But luckily, Krista quickly arrives with two spare horses in tow. Reaching the forest of giant trees, Armin and his fellow soldiers perch on its many high branches, distracting Titans while Erwin confronts the female Titan. While they wait, Armin concludes that Erwin withheld vital information from most of the soldiers out of fear of traitors existing amongst them. Jean criticizes his commander's actions, but Armin defends Erwin, stating that playing it safe will not bring about change. When the expedition ultimately ends in failure, Armin safely returns to Wall Rose with the remainder of the Scout Regiment. Assault on Stohess Arc. Sometime later in Stohess District, Armin locates and asks Annie, as a military police member, for her help in hiding Eren as they need to flee Shiganshina to avoid Eren's inevitable execution. Although initially hesitant, Annie accepts, and Armin explains that they must smuggle Eren out of Shiganshina by foot and will take an underground route. As he, Eren, and Mikasa enter the underground, Annie refuses to continue on, realizing that Armin has led her into a trap. Armin confronts Annie, questioning why she was in possession of Marco's ODM gear during inspection. Annie claims that she simply found it, but admits to having killed the two captured Titans using her own equipment when Armin accuses her of such. Annie questions why Armin didn't take action if he was already so suspicious of her, but Armin states he simply couldn't believe it, and questions why Annie chose to not kill him when she had the chance. Annie's not sure herself, but congratulates Armin on managing to corner her, confirming her identity as the female Titan. Armin fires a sound grenade, signaling hidden soldiers to restrain Annie. Despite their efforts, Annie succeeds in injuring herself using a barb hidden in her father's ring, allowing her to transform. Anticipating this, Mikasa grabs both Eren and Armin and takes them further underground as Annie in her Titan form attempts to grasp them. Seeing that his strategies failed, Armin initiates Plan B, trying to encourage Eren to fight Annie. Eren finally transforms into a Titan and fights Annie. After realizing that she's fighting a losing battle with Eren and the Scout Regiment, Annie decides to make her escape by climbing over the wall. As Mikasa, Hanji, and another scout scramble to catch up to her, Armin realizes that they won't be fast enough and instructs Eren in its Titan form to propel Mikasa up the wall so that she can gain enough speed to overtake Annie. Mikasa cuts the female Titan down and Eren pins her to the ground, allowing for the other Scout Regiment members to extract Annie from the nape of the neck. When Eren awakens from his Titan form, wondering Annie's fate, Armin informs him that no one knows, as Annie encased herself in a rock-hard crystal. As Eren rehabilitates from his ordeal, Armin takes a moment to rest with the others. Armin informs Jean that Eren's summons to the king was cancelled and that Annie is indeed the female Titan. She's been detained underground after encasing herself in a crystal to avoid interrogation. Reflecting on the mysterious Titans found in the walls, Armin observes that for all these years, they were being protected from the Titans by Titans. Armin can't fathom how the walls were built in the first place, but hypothesizes that abilities like Annie's hardening were somehow employed to construct the walls. Clash of the Titans arc. After Wall Rose is declared to have been breached, Armin, Mikasa, Hanji, Eren, and Levi ride in a carriage out Ermich District. On the way, Armin thinks that if they can use Eren's hardening in his Titan form, then they could seal up Wall Rose and quite possibly Wall Maria as well. After rescuing Reiner, Bertholdt, Krista, and a mortally wounded Ymir from Utgard Castle, Armin and the rest of the Scout Regiment regroup on top of Wall Rose. However, Armin and the remaining scouts learn about Reiner and Bertholdt's secret identities, the Armored and Colossal Titan respectively. Mikasa tries to kill the two but fails, and they both transform above Wall Rose, taking Eren, but not before he can transform and engage Reiner in battle. As Bertholdt emits steam from his body, Hanji suggests that he might be trying to disappear again, but Armin suspects otherwise. He says that while last time the Colossal Titan vanished instantly, this time he's protecting himself with steam, and if this keeps up, they won't be able to attack him. As Eren battles Reiner, Armin suggests that Eren move back towards the wall, as their goal is to kidnap him and take him away. Eren begins to turn the tables on Reiner, but just then, Reiner roars, signaling Bertholdt, who falls on top of them from the wall. Once Eren's kidnapped, Mikasa and Armin sit atop the wall, injured. As Mikasa expresses regret from not being able to save him, the two reminisce about the childhood they had before Wall Maria was destroyed. Along with some Scout Regiment reinforcements, the garrison, and military police soldiers, they go to retrieve Eren and Ymir from Reiner and Bertholdt's hands. As Armin and the rest of the group near the Forest of Giant Trees where Bertholdt and Reiner are resting, they're overcome with Titans. Once they encounter Ymir's Titan form, Armin notices that Ymir is suspiciously watching everybody and neglecting to attack them. Krista appears and Ymir catches her escaping, and Armin realizes that she must have sided with the traitors. Reiner transforms into the Armored Titan and escapes with Bertholdt, a restrained Eren, and Ymir in tow. Following on horseback, Armin states that while Reiner's slow, it'll be hard to defeat him as he hasn't shed any armor. Eventually, Armin succeeds in latching onto the Armored Titan. He and the other members of the 104th futilely try to persuade Bertholdt into handing over Eren, but they're forced to get off the Armored Titan as Erwin charges towards them, leading a horde of Titans. In the confusion, Armin latches onto the Armored Titan's head and confronts Bertholdt. Remembering what he said before, that somebody who can't abandon something can't change anything, Armin decides that he must throw away his integrity. He taunts Bertholdt, telling him that they're torturing Annie as they speak in every way possible, and that her screams taught them something. That even with her body's healing, she can never get rid of the pain. Bertholdt becomes enraged, stating that he'll kill them, and Erwin uses this opportunity to free Eren from Bertholdt, severing one of his maneuvering cables in the process. Reiner throws Titans at the fleeing soldiers, knocking Jean unconscious and throwing him off his horse. Armin defends him from the Titans and is saved after Eren activates the Coordinates or Founding Titan's power and causes all the Titans to attack the Smiling Titan and the Armored Titan. Erwin uses the opportunity to retreat. Once they return, Armin and Jean theorize that it was Eren who caused all those Titans to attack. The Uprising arc. Sometime later, Armin is selected to be a member of the new squad Levi assigned to safeguard Eren and Historia in an isolated forest cabin. He worries about Mikasa's injury recovery after spotting her lifting firewood, though Eren insists she's healed already. Overhearing Sasha's nostalgia for their early cadet days, Armin wonders why they were chosen to guard Eren and Historia. A brief argument erupts when Armin notices Sasha attempting to steal a loaf of bread from their supplies, and her friends confront her. After the group reunites with Hanji, who informs them that Nick was found dead that morning, tortured and murdered by members of the military police's 1st Interior Squad, Armin wonders how much he would have revealed, though Levi guesses he didn't reveal anything. During a failed test for Eren to harden his Titan form, Armin was present where he discusses his idea of sealing the hole in Wall Maria using Eren's Titan hardening abilities with Levi. He was also present when the group read Erwin's orders to abandon their forest hideout, looking shocked at the sight of it. During their first official operation, Armin serves as a body double for Historia, allowing himself and Jean to be captured by the organization that wishes to take possession of Eren and Historia. While being held captive with Jean, who was serving as Eren's double, one of the men harassed him, asking over and over to hear Armin's voice, whom he believes to be Historia. Armin displayed great discomfort at this, being driven to tears from it. Armin is seen still tied up with Jean as the men issued to take Eren and Historia arrive, observing them silently before they're attacked by Mikasa, Connie, and Sasha. He and Jean then race from their positions, revealing that they were pretending to be tied up and tie the beaten men up. Shortly after, Armin and the others hear the sound of gunshots and go to investigate. They spot the wagon carrying an unconscious Eren and Historia with Levi in pursuit. To their shock, there's another soldier tailing Levi, who aims a gun at his captain. Levi kills the soldier and orders his squad to chase the wagon and kill their opponents given the chance. Armin takes control of the wagon with Jean on Levi's command. When Mikasa knocks over the soldier driving the wagon, Jean hesitates to kill her, giving her the opportunity she needs to knock away his blade. However, Armin shoots her before she can kill Jean, and Levi and Sasha pull the two of them to safety before the rest of Kenny's special unit can finish them. Returning to the warehouse, Armin is greatly distraught to have killed someone, becoming violently ill. After Mikasa has comforted him, they enter the warehouse where the squad is discussing what happened. While speaking with Jean, Armin learned that the woman he killed had herself hesitated to kill Jean and becomes ashamed, thinking himself inhuman for killing her immediately. Levi tells him that he can't go back to being the way he was, as his hands are now already dirty, praising him for making a hard decision in order to keep his comrade alive. When Demo Reeves tricks 2 military police of the 1st Interior Squad to come with him to a remote cabin, Armin and other members of Levi's squad take them hostage at gunpoint. Armin and the rest of the squad listen uncomfortably to the screams as Levi and Hanji conduct their interrogation. When the two are through, Armin and the others are informed that Eren and Historia are likely being held near Rod Race. After the Scout Regiment is accused of trying to monopolize Eren's Titan powers, the government begins arresting all members of the organization. Armin and the rest of Squad Levi avoid being captured and camp out in the woods outside of Stohess. Sasha informs them of approaching MPs, and Mikasa and Levi ambush them while Armin distracts them as bait. Mikasa and Armin take their uniforms and put them on with the intention of infiltrating the military police to find out where Eren and Historia have been taken. But the two soldiers, Marlowe and Hitch, don't take their capture quietly, and eventually gain the squad's trust, leading them to a nearby MP checkpoint. After crippling most of the personnel, Levi and his squad escape with a hostage. They interrogate him about Eren and Historia's location while Armin watches nearby, but he claims not to know anything. Before they can question their hostage further, they hear people approaching on foot. Armin, along with his squad, immediately prepares for battle, with Armin quickly diving into the grass with his rifle. To the entire squad's delight, it's Hanji, who informs them that the Scout Regiment has been exonerated, and that they have a lead on Eren and Historia's whereabouts. As the group begins to ride for Race Chapel, Armin silently wonders who Eren had inherited his Titan from. Armin plays a pivotal role in planning out their fight with the remaining Interior MP forces stationed at the chapel. The plan is to take cover under the smoke by igniting gunpowder inside barrels and also by utilizing their smoke signals, as it would be advantageous for them with their lower numbers. Armin is one of the soldiers who fires flares to provide cover. The scouts eventually find their way blocked by a barricade set up by the MPs, and before they can figure out a way to circumnavigate it, they notice the light from a Titan transformation deeper into the cavern. The resulting tremors caused by the force of the transformation shake the barricade loose, and Levi orders Armin and Moblet to take Hanji to safety while the rest of the squad continues on. As the three are exiting the chapel, a sinkhole begins to form as the underground cavern collapses, which they're nearly caught in. The three meet up with Levi's squad after they escape the cavern and follow Rod's Titan as it makes its way to Orva District, meeting up with Erwin's forces en route. At dawn, the Titan arrives, and Eren, Mikasa, and Armin assemble a stack of barrels filled with gunpowder at Hanji's direction. Eren sees a group of kids below and remarks on how they remind him of himself and his friends on that day when the Colossal Titan first appeared. Armin agrees, but reminds Eren that there's a difference this time, with them being ready to face the threat. When Rod reaches the wall, Levi instructs the garrison soldiers to flee while the Scout Regiment soldiers douse themselves in water to withstand the heat. Eren changes into his Titan form and uses the stacked barrels as an explosive by shoving them down Rod's open mouth. Armin joins the rest of the scouts in cutting down the pieces of Titan flesh that rain down to ensure that Rod's main body is destroyed, to which Historia cuts into pieces. After Historia is crowned as the new queen, Armin and Squad Levi accompany her as she goes to find Levi so she can punch him. The squad tries to talk her down, but she punches the captain as soon as she sees him. Expecting Levi to retaliate, the squad is surprised when he reacts by smiling and thanking them. After Historia has been crowned queen, Armin is seen helping out at the farm for the orphans and people in need from the underground. Armin accompanies Eren to visit their old commandant, Keith Shaddis, and question him about his connection to Eren's father. He and the rest of the scouts prepare for the upcoming mission for retaking Wall Maria and have meals together. During the dinner before setting out for Shiganshina, Armin is present as Jean and Eren fight. After the fight, he sits outside with Eren and Mikasa. The three see a soldier who reminds them of Hannes, which causes Mikasa to wonder if retaking Wall Maria will make things return to how they were. Armin reminisces his childhood with Eren and Mikasa, and enthusiastically talks about being able to see the outside world, stating that they should start by visiting the ocean. The scouts depart to Shiganshina at dawn. As they are leaving, they're met with many cheering citizens, sending them off in high spirits. Return to Shiganshina arc. During the scouts' journey towards Shiganshina, Armin notices Eren shaking and asks if he's scared, though Eren claims he's just, cold. Armin notes that Eren's never seemed to be afraid of Titans compared to everyone else, and asks how he's able to face them so boldly, and Eren claims that it's because of their dream to see the outside world. After arriving in Shiganshina, Armin and his squad take up positions atop Wall Maria. As the rest of his squad proceeds to the breach in the wall, Armin notices the remains of a campfire nearby and alerts Erwin. On Erwin's orders, Armin proceeds to the foot of the wall where he finds evidence that 3 people had been camping out atop the wall. He returns to Erwin to inform him of what he's found, and the two of them deduce that there's likely a 4th person accompanying their enemies who warned them of the scouts' approach so that they could hide. To Armin's surprise, Erwin gives him command of a team of soldiers and orders him to find where their enemies are hiding. As he's searching, Armin recalls the fact that the walls are filled with titans and deduces that there might be hollow spots where the warriors could be hiding. He orders his team to search the wall for hollow areas, and despite their initial skepticism, Erwin orders them to obey. One soldier stumbles across a hollow spot, and from within emerges Reiner, who immediately kills him. He prepares to attack Armin, but Levi swoops down and intervenes. As the Beast Titan's forces advance on the scouts, Erwin informs Armin of his plan to use Eren as bait to draw Reiner away from the scouts' horses, and sends him with squads Levi and Hanji to engage Reiner. After they blow Reiner's head off, he laments that with their abilities, they could not afford any negotiations. However, Reiner's Titan form gives out a roar, and Armin immediately realizes that it might be a signal to call Bertholdt. Sure enough, he sees a barrel hurling towards them from the sky, thrown by the Beast Titan. With the Colossal Titan coming from above, Armin and the soldiers try to flee from the scene, but turns around when he realizes Bertholdt had not transformed yet. Instead of attacking Bertholdt, Armin reminds everyone that they should make a last attempt to negotiate with him. Bertholdt shares a bitter conversation with Armin, claiming that it was he who decided to come up with malicious schemes in order to conquer humanity. Thinking fast, Armin throws Annie's name in the conversation, declaring that only Bertholdt is capable of saving her from the military police. Bertholdt coldly dismisses Armin's remarks and approaches him with his blade ready. He reveals to Armin that he saw through his plan long ago, but he just wanted to ensure that he's to kill them properly. A confused Armin asks why Bertholdt thinks that all humans are descendants of evil, but Bertholdt shrugs the question off and continues to advance towards him. Before he can reach Armin, however, Mikasa attacks Bertholdt from behind, forcing him to defend himself and then make a quick escape to find Reiner. Armin attempts to chase after Bertholdt, but Mikasa stops him, warning of Bertholdt's intentions to transform. Sure enough, Armin soon feels an immense explosion resonating throughout the district, signifying that Bertholdt has taken his Titan form. Armin witnesses the Colossal Titan destroy the district. When Jean asks Armin for a plan, Armin advises to tire out the Colossal Titan because it can't climb over the wall. Jean interrupts Armin's plan, deeming it too dangerous to risk leading the Colossal Titan to the wall due to Erwin's group being on the other side. Jean concludes that a tactical approach is the logical plan, but the squad has limited supplies. Armin realizes that this is their only chance of attack, solely counting on their current manpower. Jean asks Armin for the next phase of his plan, but Armin is out of ideas and requests Jean to take over. Following Jean's order to reach the river, Armin climbs onto Eren, who stays out of sight from the Colossal Titan. Jean tells Armin that he might be able to get a grasp of their situation, however, in the end, he would have to rely on Armin's planning for it to work. He's tasked to observe the Colossal Titan from farther back while Eren attacks him to keep him from reaching the wall. Armin looks on in horror as Eren is kicked to the top of the wall by the Colossal Titan. Before they can come up with any other plan, Armin looks on in shock to find the Armored Titan still alive and ready to battle once more. After some consideration, Armin finally comes up with a plan. He explains to the group that the Colossal Titan has become thinner compared to when it first transformed, meaning that it would soon run out of energy. Armin tells Jean and Mikasa to go after the Armored Titan, while he and Eren will take on the Colossal. Reminiscing the days when he and Armin promised each other that they would one day see the ocean, Armin comments that if this plan fails, he'll never get to see it. Armin then stabs Eren's Titan form, telling him to wake up. Armin succeeds in waking Eren and explains the plan to him, telling him to go through with the plan no matter what. Eren hesitantly agrees. In accordance with Armin's plan, Eren lets his Titan form fall to the ground in front of the North Gate, seemingly defeated. Armin stays on the wall, pretending to be surprised. As Eren's Titan form falls, he secretly hardens his body and escapes through the nape, fleeing from the scene. Armin stays to face the Colossal Titan, thinking about how Eren will carry out his dreams to see the ocean if this plan takes too long. Grappling to the Colossal Titan's teeth, Armin succeeds in getting Bertholdt to emit a massive wave of heat and smoke. Armin remains grappled as the heat begins to hinder his breathing, but he remains resolute in his decision. Bertholdt begins to pity Armin's selflessness and emits a massive wave of searing heat and steam to kill Armin quickly. As Armin's flesh, skin, and clothing begin to burn off, he chooses to remain grappled, realizing that he's about to die and that Eren must see the ocean in his stead. Soon, Armin's grip on his sword hilt is broken, sending his charred body flying to the rooftops below. As Bertholdt inspects Eren's hardened Titan form, Eren uses uses his maneuvering gear to get behind him and slices him out of the Colossal Titan's nape. As Eren stands on the roof by Armin's body, he sorrowfully says that Armin was always the bravest of his comrades. As Eren mourns Armin's sacrifice, he hears Armin breathing faintly and urges Levi to use the Titan injection on Armin. Levi agrees at first, but then reconsiders when he discovers that Erwin's still alive. After a tense altercation with Mikasa and Eren, Levi, remembering Erwin's final moments, decides to use the serum to save Armin and transform him into a pure Titan. Armin's Titan form eats Bertholdt, who had been left behind on a rooftop for that purpose. After eating Bertholdt, Armin emerges in his human form, unconscious and fully healed, having acquired the power of the Colossal Titan. While unconscious, Armin has a nightmare about Bertholdt. When he comes to atop the wall, he notices Sasha lying next to him and notices her severe injuries. Eren embraces him upon seeing him awake, relieved that he's awake. Having lost his memories of the events immediately before his transformation, Armin is confused, so Eren informs him on the recent events that happened. After hearing this, Armin acknowledges that he ate Bertholdt. He feels sick and asks his comrades why they didn't save Erwin instead of him. Levi states that Armin shouldn't let others regret their decision on choosing to save him, including himself. Hanji claims that Armin and themselves will have to prepare for whatever comes next and that they're in similar situations. Hanji then says that they, Levi, Eren, and Mikasa will be heading out while Armin and the rest of the soldiers remain atop the wall, resting and keeping watch. After their mission, Armin returns to Wall Rose with the remaining members of the Scout Regiment. While Eren and Mikasa are imprisoned for having violated military law, Armin stays with them. On one occasion, when Eren wakes up screaming and confused, Armin reminds him why he's in jail. He's confused by Eren's choice of language at this time. For the rest of their time in jail, Armin helps Eren validate the 3 books discovered in the Jaeger family basement by comparing them with Eren's memories. Here, Armin recognizes that his lifespan, like all previous holders of a Titan power, has been shortened due to the curse of Ymir. After visiting Historia and Trost, Armin attends a meeting along with the rest of the Scout Regiment to discuss how the Wall people should progress following Shiganshina. Later on, Armin joins the Scouts to be honored for their bravery and success in the Battle of Shiganshina District. Before the meeting begins, Armin brings up the matter of the Titan injection with Floch. Floch candidly states that Erwin was the better choice for the serum and that all other people reading the report agreed. After a short argument between Floch and the 104th Scout members defending Armin, the group is called into the hall to begin the ceremony. Armin receives a medal along with the rest of the Scouts. 1 year after the struggle for Trost, the Scout Regiment embarks on a scouting mission beyond the wall. After a long journey on horseback, Armin fulfills his dream when the Scouts reach the ocean. Down at the beachfront, Armin seems joyful at having accomplished his dream, yet when attempting to speak about the ocean with Eren, he's only reminded of the threat lurking on the other side of the ocean. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.